Let me ask you something. Are you actually doing what you said you would do? Now, I'm not talking about intentions, I'm talking about actions. Because in ISO 27001, there's a control that puts this to the test. It holds up the mirror and asks, are you walking the talk? This control is Annex A 5.36, compliance with policies and standards for information security. This is what it states. It states that compliance with the organization's information security policy, topic-specific policies, rules and standards shall be regularly reviewed. Now that might sound straightforward, but it's one of the most misunderstood and often underutilized controls in the standard. Let me explain why. You see, having a policy is easy. You can even download one from the internet, maybe even go and ask ChatGPT to write you a acceptable use policy or a clear desk policy. Tweak it a little bit, slap your own logo on top, done. But compliance, well, that's different. See, compliance means you're doing what you said you would do consistently across the business in a real world condition. And that's where most organizations trip up. Let me give you a real life example. A very well-known law firm proudly claimed in their information security policy that all USB ports were disabled to prevent unauthorized data transfers. Great policy. Except doing an internal audit, they found that over 40% of their laptops still had active USB ports. Why? Because the policy had been written and agreed, but never fully followed through. The deployment scripts weren't being pushed to legacy systems. IT thought someone else was handling that part of the job, but more importantly, there were partners within that organization that just simply thought that the rule didn't apply to them. So they had a beautifully written and well-crafted policy, but zero compliance. And that's the danger, really, that this control is trying to protect you from. You see, ISO 27001 doesn't just want you to say the right things, it wants you to prove you're doing the right things. And that's why this control exists. Throughout Annex A, in actual fact, you're developing a whole suite of policies, access control, backup policies, clear desk policies, acceptable use, and so on. But here's the thing, unless you're actively checking that people are complying with those policies, they're nothing more than paper promises. Because saying all staff must lock their screens means nothing if no one's checking to see if they're actually doing it. Policies, rules, and standards are the expectations you set for your team, your suppliers, your clients also. And this control is asking you, how do you know these expectations are being met? Now, if you're heading into ISO 27001 and heading into an external audit, the auditor is going to want to see evidence that your policies are being complied with. They're going to want to see, first and foremost, that you are conducting audits yourself, that you have an internal audit program, that you have the results of those audits being identified. So you'll have audit records and audit reports. They'll want to see that management review meetings are taking place as well, and that corrective action plans are in place. They'll expect to see that you have a process in place, a systematic approach to reviewing and verifying compliance with your policies. So how do you do that? Well, pretty simple, really. First of all, build out your internal audit program. Let's say you're auditing the IT department. Make sure you pull up your policy on cryptography and ask, is what the policy says actually happening in reality? Are we using AES 256 encryption? Are keys being rotated? Are they stored securely? How are they being used? Where are they being used? Don't just trust what's written down. You need to validate it. And this is, to be honest, where I need to be painfully blunt. You see, your policies must reflect truth. Don't just buy off the shelf documents and then expect those to work. They're okay. There's some great off the peg policies and document packs out there, some brilliant examples of what a policy should look like. But if you just take it and then just bring it into your business without any form of tailoring and changing of those documents, then they're not fit for purpose because they don't fit you. And again, I'm going to mention AI and ChatGPT. Don't expect ChatGPT to write your policies for you and for those to be 100% right, because they just won't be. How could they be? They are generic policies. The very word in there is generative, pre-trained, GPT. It's generative. It's generated something without any real understanding of who you are. You see, your business is unique, and your policies and your compliance program must be as unique as you. Now, I'm often asked when it comes to this, what does compliance actually mean? Well, it means this. Are you doing what you said you'd do? If your access control policy says all visitors must wear a visible badge, do they wear a visible badge? If not, is that small oversight, or is it a deeper sign that there's an issue, that these policies aren't really yours? Did you get them from ChatGPT? Did you just buy them off the internet? Or worse, did you just bring them from another organization where clearly they did wear badges? And as for how often to check compliance, well, the answer to this is fairly simple. As part of your regular audits and your regular review schedule, that's how often you need to be reviewing your policies. It's not just a once a year tick a box kind of exercise. If there is an incident, if there is a breach, if there is an event, have a look at your policy. Did the policy let us down? If someone sent some information out of the business that you say, well, actually, that was a data breach, where did the failure occur? Was it with the training? Was it in the policy? Or was it a mistake made by the person? It's not always the person who makes the mistake. Maybe they have just following the process or following the policy that's always been in place. So you need to review those if there is a data breach. Now, the good news around this, in terms of difficulty, is that it's not that difficult. We rate this probably a 1 out of 5. It's not hard. If you're already running an audit program, then, and that includes checking compliance with your policies, then great, you've done what you need to do. The hard part around this is making sure that you refer back to the policies when there's been a breach, and that you can evidence that continual improvement program, that cycle of improvement is happening. But just keep this in mind. When you lose sight of compliance, you lose control of your security. So here's the challenge to you. Take a look at one of your key information security policies this week and ask yourself, are we actually doing what this says? And more importantly, can we prove it? That one question could save you from failing an audit, or worse, from a breach caused by assumptions. Now, I hope that's been useful. I hope that's been helpful for you. We are, as ever, here to help and assist. My name is Gary Hibbard from Consultants Like Us, where we help people simplify their security program, and we give it the human touch. It's all about compliance without complexity for us. So I hope that has been helpful. As ever, I would just simply ask for you to like, comment, and share. And I would love to hear your stories and your thoughts around compliance, around policies. Until next time, just keep in mind that policies are promises and compliance is the proof. And it's your job to make sure that the two match. Thanks very much. Speak to you again soon. Bye bye.